Hey Reddit.
If you voted for Donald Trump in 2016 but won't in 2020, what changed your mind?
We have less than 1,000 subscribers. Get us to 1,000 for more daily content. 42 years old. I never voted for anybody because I grew up believing it didn't matter who got elected. They were all just different brand names for the same bullshit. I will be voting this time because I see now that it can matter who's in that office.
30 years old and never voted before for the same reasons. I'm ashamed of it. I have already sent my absentee ballot request form.
23. I hope this makes my entire generation never forget that it matters.
Me in 2016, better than Hillary. Me in 2020, nope.
This is me. She scared the living hell out of me. Now I feel as if I owe her an apology.
Same. I wanted someone to shake up the establishment. Hillary was just another politician. Regret it all now.
I was barely 18 when I voted. I was still a senior in high school. I grew up in an extremely conservative town with opinionated parents and a lack of access to the outside world. I wasn't allowed on any social media. Then I went to college and met people of other races, creeds, sexualities, and I learned empathy. I regret my choice, and I know that the Trump administration has caused a lot of pain and suffering for a lot of people. I am trying to do my part by educating myself and calling people out on their bullshit whenever I'm in my hometown.
Unfortunately, you aren't alone. Many kids are in your situation but end up never leaving. They stay in the same small communities that are shut off from the real world. I see people talking about my hometown Portland like it's some kind of battlefield right now, but really it's super chill and the protests have been super peaceful minus what the police and feds have done. Donald Trump said if he didn't intervene there would be no Portland, and it scares me that people could believe him.
I am a mom of a teenager with friends who are becoming voting age now. One of them is confused about all of this. Not sure whether she wants to vote. Her parents are pressuring her to vote for Trump. She came to me because she knows I'm a Democrat. She wanted more info about the other side. I tried my best to give her unbiased info. Websites to look at to try to learn on her own about all sides. I don't want her to just go and vote for him just because her parents told her to. I told her they won't even know if she doesn't vote at all. I'm hoping when she goes away to school she will start to get more of an open view.
Boost this shiz because people need to see that growth is amazing and changing your mind is healthy.
Wouldn't it be amazing if changing your position became gasp, a sign of an adaptive reasoning mind instead of the idea that someone is a flip-flopper?
2016, haha how bad could he be? 2020, real fucking bad.
What's the worst that could happen? Will this really change your life? Will you die? Turns out yes.
Holy shiz. I can 100% recall myself saying this right after someone told me voting for Jill Stein was a vote for Trump. I was pissed about Bernie and didn't want to vote for Hillary. I was like, whatever, I hope he does win. It'll make people realize he's a moron, and what's the worst that could happen? Back when I thought checks and balances was a real thing. Here we are.
Gestures broadly at everything.
What made you vote for him the first time?
I was 24. I've grown, matured, found empathy for others. Honestly, I started to grow frustrated with the constant tweeting, lies and whataboutism. I also stopped watching Fox News.
I wish I was 24 when that happened. I was in my mid-30s before it dawned on me that maybe I was a Republican simply because my parents are. Once I decided to choose ideas based on merit, logic, empathy, and compassion, it all changed for me. That was a paradigm shift that took a while to absorb. That's for sure. So, kudos for getting to that point at such a young age.
Congrats on your growth, party popper.
Deleted.
The thing is with all those points, we did know, grab em by the pussy, was pretty clear. The dude is a creep and horrible businessman who went bankrupt 6 times, not 4.
I'm worried it'll be close. All my left-leaning friends are sure it'll be a landslide for Biden. My super conservative family is convinced it'll be a landslide for Trump. I think it'll be close. And I wouldn't be shocked at all if he tried to contest the results. Win or lose. To make himself look better, even try to stay in power. ETA, since a few people have asked, yes. Everyone I know is going to vote come hell or high water. Well, everyone except a couple conservatives who refuse to vote at all. So.
I was a 18-year-old high school kid in the rural South. Family was always Southern Baptist and conservative. I wasn't really to the point where I held my own political beliefs. Just basically took my family's beliefs as fact. I've grown up. I've changed. The world has changed even. 22-year-old me definitely wouldn't have voted for Trump in 2016. And I won't be voting for him this year either. While I still do hold many conservative beliefs still, I am far from the alt-right, GOP voters who will be voting for Trump in 2020.
This confuses me though. I'm a Christian too. Go to a Southern Baptist church. But I never once felt like Trump lived out any Christian values. His attack on a Gold Star family. Bragging about grabbing women by their genitals. Mocking a disabled journalist, etc. I can understand voting for Trump because you like what he says and maybe deep down you enjoy his attacks on others. But I can't imagine voting for him based on your faith. Because Trump himself is not a man of faith.
I didn't, but almost voted for him in 2016 thinking he was a successful businessman that would grow our economy and pay off our insane debt. Instead we got the largest deficit pre-COVID, tax cuts for wealthy, and found out he really wasn't that successful. Just a con man who didn't pay contractors. Hard not to make money when you're a professional cheater.
Not talking down to you when I say this. It's a genuine question. But didn't we know he was just a shifty businessman that screwed his contractors for a long time before his campaign?
When he appointed a Goldman executive as treasurer, drain the what? All downhill from there.
A coal lobbyist runs the EPA. A pharma exec runs HHS. An oil lobbyist runs the DOI. A Raytheon lobbyist runs DOD. A Verizon lawyer runs FCC. A Goldman Sachs exec runs Treasury. This whole country is falling prey to corporate regulatory capture.
A lot of people forget that the presidential election isn't just for the candidate themselves. You're also voting for 15 cabinet members. Only one of which is actually announced before election day. Factoring in the candidate's political connections is all too often left out of the discussion.
I voted third party, because I wanted to send a message with my vote. I had been thinking that my vote wouldn't matter. He didn't have a chance in hell, and even if he won he wouldn't be able to get anything done because the GOP would have a spine and stand up against things that went against their mission statement or made them look bad. Mud on my face. There.
Feel you so much on that. I thought voting third party was a protest vote and that the Democratic Party will look at why my demographic didn't vote their way and make a change. No change has been made and now there's a bunch of emboldened racists running rampant. Talk about fucking mud.
Well, if you consider the fact that the GOP controlled both the House and Senate until the 2018 midterms. Yes, they didn't get shiz done legislation-wise, you can thank the late McCain for that. Granted, McConnell has had a hell of a judge confirmation train going, but still not much in the way of laws. Bipartisanship is all but dead. Frick the two-party system.